rollers don't roll. I mean, they can roll, but really they shouldn't. You see, pretty much everything you can do rolling with a roller can be done a lot better by just swinging the roller. While rollers are generally pretty short-ranged, rolling with them makes them the shortest ranged weapons in the entire game, making rolling just not a good offensive option. And you shouldn't even roll to paint, as even though the class in general isn't great at painting, flicking the roller is still faster than rolling. Funnily enough, rolling is much more useful on the close relatives of the rollers, being the brushes. High mobility through enemy ink is really valuable on these weapons. This is also true for the dualies as well, but that's a different kind of roll. Now, with all that said, rolling isn't completely useless, so let's talk about its uses. All the rollers have pretty decent trail paint with their vertical flick, but they are all pretty slow, so one way to get yourself behind cover quicker than flicking the roller is by rolling. This is also helpful for dodging displacement specials like Killer Whale and Tentamissiles, and also for keeping your movement on a tower pretty unpredictable. This can be a real lifesaver, especially for the slower rollers. Another use for rolling is for painting your feet after a horizontal flick. While vertical flicks are pretty good at painting below your feet, horizontal flicks don't paint your feet at all. And so if after you do a horizontal flick, you either roll forward a bit or roll around in a circle, you can get yourself out of some pretty sticky situations by painting your feet. Another use for the one-shot rolling rollers, so not Carbon and Big Swig, is the ability to splat drop roller and dually users on a super jump, since if they try to roll on their landing, they get smushed. But make sure while you are rolling over jump-ins, just make sure that the jump-in isn't from a blaster or a Splatani user, because that can backfire pretty quickly. Now, all these uses for rolling are pretty situational, but this last one I'm about to tell you is incredibly useful. So much so that rolling with a roller in this situation can actually save you some games. I am of course talking about Salmon Run. You see, every roller besides the Carbon roller can run over small fry and chums. This is not only really nice for controlling lesser salmonids, but it can be a game saver on glowfly rush waves, where if you roll very slowly into the horde, you can turn the hardest wave in Salmon Run into something actually quite simple. And that's all the places where I know rolling is actually useful. I'm sure there are more ways, so if you know any other ways where rolling can actually be useful with a roller, I would love to hear from you in the comments. But with that said, thank you guys so much for watching all the way to the end. My name is CATLOAFMAN, and I will see you in the next one.